So the Amazing World of Gumball's new reboot just dropped, and let's just say my socks aren't on anymore. Hey there, name's Sandy, and I'm a digital artist, but you already knew that. So let's talk about something with more relevancy, the Amazing World of Gumball's reboot. But before I talk about it, this background looks a little bland, so let's spice it up with some of my Amazing World of Gumball fan art. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. I like those lines. Anyways, so before we can even talk about the reboot, we gotta talk about the OG, the original. So the Amazing World of Gumball is a classic cartoon from Cartoon Network, and it's up there with the greats on the Cartoon Network Mount Rushmore of classics. Some of these heads being Adventure Time, Steven Universe, Regular Show, and Ben 10. And it stood up there with the greats. But what set it apart from these other cartoons is its unique art direction, which would blend 2D animation with 3D models, 3D environments so seamlessly. But that's only half of the package. The other half would be the amazing writing they would have, the amazing jokes they would execute during the show. Some episodes to highlight its comedic writing would be The Job, where Richard would get a job and the world would crumble around him, which is very realistic to me for some reason. And another comedic episode, The Game, kind of reminds me of Jumanji, would have Darwin and Gumball play this board game which would manifest into reality called Truth or Dare, or Truth or Dare. And just because the jokes were so funny doesn't mean that it was slacking in the heartfelt episodes department. One of these episodes being The Choice, which is a Nicole-centric episode which shows why she loves her disorderly family so much. So what could the reboot do to improve upon the original / stand out from the original? Well, let me tell you after this quick edit I made. So one thing that the reboot does so well in my opinion is really flesh out the world that Gumball lives in. Because before it was mostly about the Watterson household / mostly about Gumball and Darwin. But now we get lore about Penny's family, which is crazy in the big 2025. And some Miss Simian lore drops, which is insane, fleshing out these characters that usually had one note in the classic, but now they feel like actual characters. Maybe up there, not completely with Gumball, but Penny definitely feels like her own character instead of Gumball's girlfriend. You know what I mean? Another thing the reboot improves upon the original is utilizing such good animation. Like, oh my gosh, Darwin kicking, like Darwin kicking this bag of fast food should not look this amazing. And it's all for one scene, one part of this first episode, by the way. And the animation gets better than that. Can you believe me when I say this? There's this one episode where Mr. Smalls literally coked out of his mind with crystals, with pseudoscience. He is a godly figure in front of Gumball. It is insane how good the animation looks, how good everything looks in the show. Like, I won't even lie to you, I didn't even notice this the first time I was looking at it, but look, listen here, hear me out. Shading can really impact a show. It can change from cartoon quality to cinema quality, you know what I'm saying? And in this reboot, I didn't notice it before, but there's one episode where I noticed there was rim lighting / shading, and then I look at the OG, not a semblance of rendering / shading, and oh my gosh, the difference is noticeable. Probably IMO. Other than looking good, does the writing hold up? I would say yes, and I would even say I like it better personally. IMO. So let me describe the writing to you. Most of the comedic writing is very meta and very takes from real life, because they're talking about billionaires, just conflicts that are happening in our IRL life, you know what I'm saying? And they're trying to make jokes off of that, which is very prevalent or like very obvious, and you can see it. But before in the classic, it was more, I'd say, subtle, but now it's in the forefront. Some episodes, like the first one, even though it has great animation at some parts, the ending conclusion I felt was just slightly a little on the nose, you know what I mean? Eating the rich burger billionaire guy. Are we for real? With the musical? I'm not a musical guy, by the way, so if you like musicals, it's probably up your alley. But little on the nose writing sometimes with their messaging, but oh my gosh, it still gave me a good couple of chuckles, I'd say. Anyways, so not only is it funny, it is also heartfelt times 2. So a few episodes down the line from the first, there's a Richard-centric episode where he's trying to figure out what Nicole was telling him about by just tasting stuff, and that's how we recall things. And there's this one scene, oh my goodness, it is so cute, where Nicole kisses him and he remembers everything she told him. That is so cute. Like, oh my gosh, I was not expecting that. Another episode that made me feel something like that again was the episode called The Traffic, which is an Anais eccentric episode, though she's a little bit more pushed out to the side to deal with the main conflict, which is her family always, mostly the guys of the family, Gumball, Darwin, Richard being the problem to why she cannot go to Daisyland. So all these problems keep on building up. Darwin afraid of a mascot, Gumball accidentally does a misclick and tells Penny to kill herself, not really, but kinda, and then Richard doing his old thing for real. So all of this comes to a head, and Anais can't really go to Daisyland today, and today's the last day for her to go to Daisyland. So she's like, aw shucks, it sucks, but I don't get my own time because all the guys need it more than I do. And then, oh my gosh, my heart, oh my god. So once the family hears this, they go Super Saiyan. They speed run it to Daisyland, bro. They fix everything done and dusted. And you know what she says at the end? I low-key didn't even want to go. Look at that danger hazard. And then she meets Daisy and she's like, oh my god. But yeah, that's basically all I can say about the reboot. It is so phenomenal. Everything I'm telling you, if I was a little bit more smart, it would make you buy Hulu right now. Not really, but it would make you want to watch the show. And this is only the half of the season. Only half of the season. The other 20 are coming out maybe in a month or two. So if I'm glazing only half of the season, oh my goodness, you know the other half better be good, or I'm gonna swallow my words and private this video. That's basically my turbo rant about the reboot of The Amazing World of Gumball. It was great. It was phenomenal. It was everything I expected and more. IMO. And let me just go over this fan art for the last half, I guess. Since I started it off with the fan art, we gotta end it with a little bit of a talk about the fan art. So for the human designs, it was pretty simple. Bunny guy, cat girl. It was really simple. But Darwin Darwin, in my opinion, would be the most unique because fish, orange fish. How would I incorporate the fish elements into his design? So what my thought process was, I give his head the silhouette of a fish. Like, as you can tell, he has a ponytail in the back, and the silhouette gives it like a triangle, which is like the fin tail. And that's the fish design, other than his orange hoodie, because Darwin only wears green shoes in the show. So I can't just make this guy naked. Like, what am I doing? So I had to give him something to really emphasize the fish element. And then everybody else was kind of simple, because here we have the siblings, and then we have Nicole and Richard. I drew them in a little cute pose. Richard comforting Nicole after a long day of work. And then we have Penny, and then we have Carrie, which are a little bit more on the sketchy side. Well, Penny is anyways, but Carrie isn't, because I drew her on stream. Oh yeah, I streamed, by the way. Schedule looking kind of iffy right now because life getting in the way of being unemployed, you know what I mean? But yeah, I stream. I'll schedule it on the day, so I won't schedule it in advance. Anyways, but yeah, Penny's a little bit more sketchy because I also, on my community page, if you look, I do daily doodles, or I do a daily drawing just to keep me in the mindset / habit of drawing every day. And so I can make a video saying I drew for 30 days and this is what I learned. And yeah, that's basically the fan art. Nothing really else to say about it. And if you like the video, like the video. If you didn't like the video, don't like the video. And if you haven't checked out my last video, which was a sketchbook video, please do. I really love how it turned out. I think it is one of the better videos, one of my magnum opus. Anyways, bye bye, peace, have a great day, sayonara.